welcome to Hooper's Radar. This is my new channel, guys. I'll be doing a lot of basketball news on here and other stuff. I'll be covering mostly NBA news, basketball news. We're in free agency right now, so right now is a great time to be doing basketball content, starting a channel. So that's what I'll be doing. And yeah, today in particular, guys, I wanted to cover the Rudy Gobert trade to the T-Wolves because I feel like out of all teams, we didn't expect Rudy Gobert going to the Timberwolves. This is a pretty crazy trade. One of the most surprising ones, this amazing free agency that we've had so far. And yeah, let's just get into it and go into depth. So Rudy Gobert goes to the T-Wolves, and in return, the Jazz get Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverley, Leandro Bolmaro, Walker Kessler, Jared Vanderbilt, and 4 first-round picks, one in 2029 being a top 5 protected. Should be a lottery pick and probably a well-known prospect. So yeah, the T-Wolves get Rudy Gobert, believing that this will finally fix maybe their defensive issues and get them over the hump in terms of turning them into a contender, and that his rim protecting, rebounding, defensive the player of the year premise will just make them an overall better team. And they give up a lot of depth in getting Rudy. They give up Malik Beasley, who's a pretty good scorer off the bench. Give up Patrick Beverley, who's a very good defensive guard and an absolute bulldog on that end. You give up Leandro Bolmaro, who isn't anything crazy of a player, didn't play a big role for them. They give up Walker Kessler, their draft pick this year, who's the former SEC Defensive Player of the Year, and a center at Auburn. And they gave up Jared Vanderbilt, a pretty good defending wing. So they give up a lot of players in this trade. They give up 5 players to be exact, and they give up 4 first-round picks. So the Jazz receive a lot of draft capital in this trade, and they get a lot of players in return. They get a lot of depth, draft picks, things that they could package, certainly to surround Donovan Mitchell with some talent, because that's reportedly what they're trying to do now that they got rid of Rudy. We all knew Rudy and Donovan Mitchell were going to end up splitting apart. We just didn't know how it was going to go about. And we didn't know at a certain point which of the player was going to be, but it was heavily favored that it was going to be Rudy, because Donovan Mitchell does always perform better than Rudy in the playoffs. It's kind of like guards just play a bigger role in the NBA these days than centers do. So, Rudy went out, and honestly, I'm thinking the T-Wolves absolutely got fleeced in this trade, because look how much they gave up for a center who, unfortunately, as much as he's a defensive player of the year more than 2 times, I believe 3-4 times, he has a tendency of just disappearing in the playoffs, getting absolutely exploited. And yeah, he's a good rim protector, and he's made strides perimeter defense, being able to keep up with guards. We're not going to act like he didn't get absolutely cooked by Jalen Brunson these playoffs, and other guards that are shifty can move. But Rudy will definitely bring your defense up during the regular season, and the playoffs is still yet to be known how much of an impact he can have defensively on that end. But the regular season, yeah, he helped the Jazz become a top 5 defense. And all those for the last 3 years, they were a very good defense, top 5 at times, So it's proven in the regular season, it's just the playoffs what you get with Rudy. And they also gave up so much depth to get Rudy, so this kind of has to work out for them. Now, in terms of fit with Cat, because Cat was playing center, I believe Cat will probably now be moving to power forward, and Rudy will be at center, and that works out pretty well because Cat is a very good sharp shooting center, if not the best 3-point shooting center in the NBA right now, and he'll just easily stretch the floor for Rudy Gobert, or Rudy Gobert will be, down there in the paint, getting the rebounds, and, maybe running pick and rolls, doing defensive type of things, blocking shots, and that's exactly what they got Rudy Gobert to be. A rim protecting center who will catch lobs, put up efficient shots like he always has, and, grab rebounds. And that'll probably be the biggest thing. Cat probably won't grab as many rebounds anymore because Rudy will be running center now. Rudy's significantly taller, and is just he's a rebounding beast. But Cat will still get his points, buckets. He'll still get his touches. And now the guard lineup, now the lineup will be D'Lo at point guard. If they don't get rid of D'Lo, that's still yet to be known. Free agency isn't over, and D'Lo did heavily underperform in the playoffs. So D'Lo will be at point guard right now. Anthony Edwards at shooting guard. Jared McDaniels, who although is a pretty good player, I feel like is the only player who's left to be a perennial all-star in that starting lineup. But they'll have him at small forward. They'll have Cat at power forward, and they'll have Rudy Gobert at center. So it looks like a really good starting lineup on paper. We're just going to have to see how Rudy and Cat fit, even though I think that would be a pretty seamless fit. one does the opposite from the other. They just fit. I feel like they'll fit well together. They'll be a really good front court. And yeah, that's how it's looking right now, lineup wise for them. And I think that'll be a pretty good lineup. I don't know about contender because I'm pretty sure they got Rudy Gobert, hoping that this will be what takes them over the hunch and be a contender. But they have no bench now. You know, they gave up practically their whole bench to Utah for Rudy. So they'll probably and hopefully go out and get some role players to help with this team, because this is a team that was pretty good in the playoffs and showed probably showed the brightest glimpse of things that they have in a while, because Anthony Edwards is absolutely stunning in the playoffs. Now let's look at what the Jazz get. The Jazz get a load of draft capital and a good amount of role players. Hopefully they'll package some of this stuff to go out and get Donovan Mitchell some help, because that team doesn't look the best right now. They could use some help, you know. It's pretty much just Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley, Bogdanovich, which is what it's been for like the last maybe 4 to 3 years, you know, with Rudy Gobert in there. And, you know, they need to go get some star power to help Donovan Mitchell out. But they did get a big contract off their hands, so that's good for them. And they got, you know, a lot of assets that they could package or keep up to them. But now the Jazz have depth and the T-Wolves don't. But hopefully this will help the T-Wolves, you know, as they aspire to become contenders and reach farther in the playoffs. But yeah, I think the Jazz won this trade. We'll see how Rudy Gobert fits on the T-Wolves. But yeah, this was a very interesting acquiring of Rudy, and a pretty interesting trade. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in and, you know, watching me, hearing me cover this trade. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Make sure to like, comment, and please subscribe. Thank you.